Hey guys, it's Marielle with Fathom. I hope that you guys are doing well. Today's going to be part 2 of what to do before calling your real estate agent or contacting a loan officer. Today's just going to be going over some numbers that you should know, and kind of some ratios that you should be aware of to calculate a good estimate of how much a loan officer could potentially approve you for. There are some great tools out there that can help you along the way, such as the Affordability Calculator off NerdWallet. There's tons of different sites that have similar tools. So before you can even use the Affordability Calculator, you need to know what kind of numbers to plug in. So get a piece of paper out and write these down. The first number that you should know is your monthly income. What do you bring in? What is the number that you're going to prove to your loan officer that you make to approve you for a loan? So whatever that number is, and now sometimes depending on the job, that might vary month to month. So if that's the case, take the last 12 months, add them all up, and divide it by 12. That should at least give you a good average of what you bring in monthly. Do the same thing for your utilities. Trash, electric, internet, things that you pay to run your property or your home that you're currently living in. Do the same thing. Add the last 12 months, divide it by 12, and get your second average. A number that you need to be aware of and that you should have in the back of your mind is savings. Know how much in your savings that you're comfortable putting down for the purchase of your house. Whatever that number is, at least have a little bit of something and just write it down on the piece of paper. The next number that you need to know, and sometimes is a sensitive subject, what is your debt? Now, before we get started, not all debt's a bad debt. So have a good understanding what that big picture is. And these are your big ticket items like credit cards, your student loans, your car loans, things like that. A great way to make sure that you know all of the debts that you have is to ask for a free credit report from your credit bureaus once a year. You can do this for free and it does not hurt your credit. This way you know your credit score, how they calculated that score, because not every credit bureau has the same score for you. And also, it gives you the opportunity to know all the accounts or loans that you have underneath your name and to make sure they're legitimate. Now, if anything looks odd or you don't recall opening something and it's underneath your name, then make sure you take the necessary steps immediately to get that removed and to get that taken care of. That way you're being proactive instead of reactive. And then the last thing I want to discuss with you is just something that we learned from real estate school and something that a loan officer is going to take in consideration when doing some underwriting and getting you a pre-approval for your loan. So if you haven't already heard about this, it's the 28-36 rule. It's pretty simple. What it means is that your monthly mortgage, or what you're going to be paying, should not exceed 28% of your monthly income. The 36% is simply your mortgage plus your monthly debts of what you pay. Combined together should not be 36% of your monthly income. So understanding that big picture of what you owe for debts and writing down the monthly payments that you make towards those is a great way to understand the type of range, the money that you could be approved for your loan. So I know that we talked about a lot of numbers. So just to recap, understand your monthly income, the average of how much you pay for all your bills and utilities, your monthly debts, and your credit score, and last but not least, the savings, how much you feel comfortable putting down towards the purchase of your home. Once you get all these numbers in front of you, you can really analyze these numbers and figure out how much you're willing to wiggle on those numbers if you want to stick with it, and talk to your loan officer about those numbers. That way they can give you a good range of the price range that you should be looking at when you start looking at homes in person. Well, that's it, folks. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you have another topic that you'd like for me to cover, please contact me. My information is on my profile. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Till then, have a great week.